All right, y'all, what are we going to be talking about today? We're going to be doing a guitar video of sorts, but as some of you know, I recently picked up, and thanks to Carlos Perez Silva, he's in a lot of the Mesa Boogie groups, and we have our own chat offline. We talk a lot about Boogie stuff. He hipped me to an Aphex box, and the lunchbox has two Aphex EQF-2s and two CX-1s. I'm only using one CX-1, and I'm using both of the Aphex EQF-2s. Now, what I did was, obviously, if you're getting these things, you want to get Metallica tones. So what I did was I found one of the more complete notes from Flemming Rasmussen, and I just dialed in the settings. And when you see the notes and then you even have the stuff, it's pretty crazy because it doesn't necessarily, the notes aren't super complete, right? So you've got to kind of like, for some of the settings, because on, it looks like on Master of Puppets, they only used one PEQ, and then on Justice, they probably used at least two, but what my ears tell me is that they probably used even more than that, right? So even with all this crazy stuff, this will get you kind of close. But what we're going to be doing now is we're going to be demonstrating, I guess, the difference between even something as simple as a guitar. So we'll be doing the LTD. This is the LTD EXP-200. And, these are good quality. It's a bolt-on neck and stuff, but man, these are fantastic guitars. But EMG 81, obviously in the bridge. These are the black chrome. So we'll be doing the difference in sound/tone between this and the ESP KH-2. And this one is, this one's actually a full-blown ESP, so very, very good quality. Also, bolt-on neck, one of the ones from the 90s, right? But just the difference in the sound between this one and the Explorer shape, whatever you want to call it, right? EXP. If you want to be creative and try to not get sued, but that's a topic for another conversation. But we'll get into this here momentarily. Let me grab the Explorer here. So what we'll be doing is, since it's dialed into the frayed ends of Sanity, and I did the amp settings to frayed, and I did the EQF-2 settings to frayed. So this is at least theoretically what it should have sounded like. So I'm running the Mark II C++ in ++ mode, since that's conventional wisdom says they were probably using ++s, especially Hetfield. Running to my Marshall 4x12, which has T75s from 1984, and then the Boogie is running out to the Strategy 400, which runs the Mesa oversized cabinet with 1994 vintage 30s. So, depending on who you ask and what notes you read and stuff like that, the only notes I remember said 300 watt cabinets. 300 watts is T75s, but I hear a lot of tone from the V30s that probably were on, at least mixed in on Justice, and then on the Black Album for sure sounds a lot more like vintage 30s. So let's get into this thing, and I'm just gonna do some Justice riffs, probably frayed ends of Sanity, at least the main riff, right? So let's get into it. Well, if I can plug my damn microphone setup here. Boom, there we go. All right. All right, I know that was a lot of talking just for a brief bit of playing, but that is meant to demonstrate just how similar and or different, you know, guitars with the same pickups can be. So at least from what I hear in the room is that the Explorer is a little bit more rich sounding, a little bit more robust, a little bit darker, and then the KH-2, which has a Floyd. You know, a lot of people say, well, Floyd sucks tone. I don't know if it's as much as the Floyd sucking tone as maybe the location of the pickup, because the closer to the bridge you get, the more kind of spiky and trebly it's going to sound. The further away you get from the bridge, the more mellow it's going to sound. Obviously, that's why neck pickups, you know, sound so mellow in comparison, just based on their location. So check it out. Look at the gap in between the bridge and the pickup. I mean, that's a good, I don't know, 3/4 inch. I mean, I'm just eyeballing it. But now let's check out the Kirk Hammett. Well, it's hard to see from that angle, but yeah, you can see right there. Look at that. There's hardly any gap there. I mean, we're talking probably half the distance, you know, maybe half an inch at the most, probably less than that, right? It's right there, right by the bridge. So is it the Floyd that sucks a tone, or is it the pickup location? Like I said, closer to the bridge, more spiky, more trebly. A little bit further away from the bridge, it'll give you a little bit more oomph, a little bit more richness, you know, and obviously the Explorer is a little bit further away. So I don't know, you tell me, what did you hear? Did that sound just as like? It did in the room. I'm going to check the recording and see how it translated. Thank you guys. If you like my content, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Have a good one.